This woman said to me, "Are you not intimidated going into the gym?"
There was a photograph of myself from a back view with sort of a short skirt. It was sort of a skit on women playing cricket.
My mum used to wash the jerseys and I used to hand them out to the boys. I just knew I was as good as them, but I didn't have the opportunity to play football.
I'm excited for this.
You okay?
Cozy?
I am, yes.
Did you get much of an opportunity to do sport when you were younger?
We had a little bit of tennis, but it was basically no more than a little bit of PE or Irish dancing.
And I played with the boys. I played football. We played tennis on the road outside my house. And I suppose I loved the sport of football, but there were no football teams for girls.
I grew up with three brothers who were sporty. I tried to keep up with them and it developed from there. When I was about 12, I started tennis and hockey, and then I developed into any other thing that would get me out of the house.
The first time I really knew about sport was back when I was a little girl. Ronnie Delaney won a gold medal in Australia in the Olympics. What I found out later in life was that there was a girl also, and her name was Maeve Kyle, and she was from Ireland, and she was also taking part in the Olympics. But in those days, sport was all about men and boys. Girls didn't really weren't encouraged to play sport.
There was no role models like we have today in all the sports. We have the soccer girls, Leonie Maguire, and the golf.
We've got Katie Taylor.
Katie Taylor.
My mum used to wash the jerseys. There were lovely red jerseys, and I used to hand them out to the boys, but I never got on the team. I just knew I was as good as them, but I didn't have the opportunity to play football.
I got a phone call from one of my hockey players and roaring laughing the other end of the phone, and she said, "Have you seen the paper?" And I said, "No." There was a photograph of myself playing cricket, and it was a photograph from a back view with sort of a short skirt, frilly knickers. I didn't give a hoot, really, but a lot of the people, cricketers, were not happy about it. It was sort of a skit on women playing cricket. I remember the women always sort of got the dressing room down the back.
The men get all the attention, don't they? And all the different soccer and the rugby, and yet the women are changing wherever in these toilets and in the bus. The women are brilliant. They can be better than men sometimes because women, I think, are amazing.
How did you help to found a girls' team?
I had a little girl called Claire and a little boy called John, and I knew John was going to have every opportunity to play football, to play rugby, but at that stage, there weren't very many sports in my parish open to the girls. The boys had a very well organised team. When the ball went over the sideline, the girls would kick the ball back. And that was their input into Gaelic football. This was in the beginning of sport back in the 90s. So it's a good while ago, more than 25 years ago. We didn't have buses, we didn't have money, we didn't have sponsorship, we just had the jerseys. And actually we had the boys' jerseys.
I was always told by my mother and the nuns that taught me, don't answer back. I had to sort of learn then as I was older to be more assertive, to actually speak my mind, to speak how I feel.
I love to encourage children, and I did that in my club, so I encouraged the girls to start to play golf, because the boys generally didn't really need encouragement. There were always the daddies to bring them out, and women didn't really play that much sport. They didn't have the opportunity to be members in golf clubs. We were lucky enough, so I'm still looking after you playing golf and playing with you, which is amazing.
Does your granny beat you in golf, Poppy?
Well, most of the time we do play together. I'd say it's pretty even now, if I'm being honest. She's a very good golfer and she's been practicing a lot, and your handicap's pretty good. So it's a good thing.
I think, Poppy, you have me there. Well done, little woman. You're brilliant.
Essie and I get on well together, don't we?
You both do karate. So, would you have half a class of Corby?
We do the punches and whatever, I'll follow you.
You step out first.
Yeah. We did 3.
Okay.
And then the turn. And turn.